At our family BBQ, my mom looked me dead in the eye and said, "If you disappeared tomorrow, no one would even notice." Everyone laughed except me. I quietly raised my hot dog and said, "Challenge accepted." That night I vanished, Pratt 2. There's something sacred about erasing yourself on purpose. Not to run. Not to hide. But to start over on your own terms. I called it the quiet delete. And I didn't flinch. First I closed every account tied to my full name. Bank switched. Email. New. Social media. Gone. The family Netflix account, the one I paid for that they all used. Deactivated. The shared grocery app. Uninstalled. The auto pay subscription for things I wasn't even using anymore. Cancelled. No angry texts. No explanations. Just silence. I sold my car. Bought a used one with no tracking. No Bluetooth sync. No connection to my old insurance plan. I called my workplace and gave 2 weeks notice. Told them I was relocating for personal reasons. My boss didn't ask questions. He just said, "You've always been the quiet one." Quiet. Funny how the same word that defined my existence was now the only thing keeping me sane. I rented a 1-bedroom cabin 3 hours outside the city. No one knew the address. Not my siblings. Not my coworkers. Not even my friends from college. I kept one phone but changed the number. The old one. I dropped in the bottom of the lake beside the cadre removed. That number had been ringing for everyone else for years. I didn't want it anymore. Jade Harper, the family errand girl, she no longer existed. Now I was Jay Harlow, a freelance assistant, virtual, no photos online, payment through PayPal only. It felt like a performance at first, but then it became a practice. And eventually, a personality. I built a new rhythm. Morning walks by the lake. Coffee while reading client briefs. Midday journaling. Late night emails with motivational affirmations I used to send them, now redirected to myself. I remembered how to be still. How to be small without being invisible. How to take up space, even in silence. Sometimes I'd sit on the porch and ask myself, if they ever looked for me, would they even know where to begin? And the answer always came back the same. No. Because they never truly knew me. They knew what I did for them, not who I was without them. They knew the dishes got done. They didn't know what book I loved. They knew the groceries got bought. They didn't know my favorite flower. They knew I always showed up, but never noticed how tired I was when I did. So I disappeared. Not to make a point, but to protect my peace. They'd call me quiet like it was a flaw. Now, that silence was my sanctuary. And for the first time, I wasn't missing. I was becoming. It took a week for them to notice I was gone. Not just not home gun. No posts. No texts. No last-minute favors. No backup. At first I imagined the family group chat. Probably something like, "Has anyone heard from Jade? She's probably sulking. She'll show up when she needs something." The irony. I never needed them, they needed me. And without me, their well-oiled little machine started to rust. Week 20 my brother, Mark, missed his court hearing because I wasn't there to remind him. Week 30 my mom forgot her medication refill. I used to handle all her prescription pickups. Week 40, my sister completely botched her work event. She always relied on me for planning, menus, checklists, rentals. She'd send me Pinterest boards, and I'd turn them into reality. This time, she cried on Instagram because the tablecloths didn't match the centerpieces. By the second month, the calls started. Blocked numbers. Unknown numbers. Emails to my old account. "Jade, this isn't funny. Where are you? Mom's getting worried. Dad keeps asking if you're mad." I watched it all through the burner email I left active, the one I only used for bills and airline points. Their panic grew in stages. Annoyance. Inconvenience. They hadn't just lost a person. They lost their infrastructure. The birthday reminders, the family calendar, the emergency contact who always showed up even when she was sick, tired, or heartbroken. I was the unpaid secretary. The emotional sponge. The fixer of their messes. And now they had to sit in the mess. By month 3, my cousin posted a family photo at another barbecue. Everyone was there. Except me. I stared at the screen and noticed something no one else probably did. The plates were paper. The food looked microwaved. The tablecloths were wrinkled. The smiles were strained. Even my mother's usual the top centerpiece was missing. One of my old co-workers messaged me privately. "I hope you're safe. I heard what your mom said at the barbecue before you left. People are talking." That caught me off guard because I hadn't told a soul what she said. But apparently, someone at the party had heard it too. Word spread. What was once a casual, cruel joke now echoed in gossip circles as what it truly was, emotional abuse. By month 5 the tone shifted. Their messages weren't defensive anymore. They were desperate. "Please Jade. We miss you. You matter. I'm sorry we didn't show it. Can we talk? Just once." Even my mom tried. "Jade, I didn't mean what I said." But I remembered the way her eyes had narrowed. The way she meant every syllable. The laughter. The smug sip of wine. And suddenly, her apology didn't feel like healing. It felt like damage control. So I didn't reply. I let the silence keep speaking, because sometimes, absence is louder than any scream. And I was finally learning. They didn't deserve the version of me they destroyed. By the 6th month, their silence was gone. Now they were searching. Not because they missed me,